Yes.
After a crazy 2-7 road trip, a terrible Subway Series, the New York Yankees come off the worst loss of the season on Sunday and follow it up with the best win of the season on Monday. And we're here to talk about it. Hit that like and subscribe, guys.
Let's get some chicken palm.
What are your thoughts when facing an opponent?
There is no opponent.
And why is that?
Because the word love does not exist.
Good morning, Yankees universe, and welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew this Tuesday, May 19th. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, joined by my compadres this morning. I got my guy, the Ace Avenue, and the lovely Grace Monroe is in the building. Ace and Grace, how you doing?
I'm doing a lot better since we pulled it out. If we had lost, let me be so fucking serious right now. If we had lost that game last night, I'm talking about a level 12 crash out would have been happening for your girl. But since we won, it's all roses, baby. Ace, How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Level 12 crash out. Like I said yesterday, I said this in the group chat. I realized something in yesterday's ball game, right? I got Yankees derangement syndrome like a motherfucker. When you lose in the game, I'm on the edge. I'm like, bro, this team is defeated me. I'm demoralized, and they show the fight like they did yesterday. And I'm like, World Series back on, baby. But you know how it is. It's just the ups and downs of being a Yankees fan. Heck, how you living, my guy?
It definitely the ups and downs and the different flows when it comes to being a Yankee fan or a Yankee content creator. That group chat last night was up and down like a roller coaster when it comes to our emotions. But I'm feeling good. It was a good game. Shout out to the chat. My brother Jacob Petruzzi is in the building. Let's do a little bit of the roll call before we jump into the conversation. Javier Velez. Javi, I hope all is well. It's been a minute that I've seen Javi in the chat. Javi, I hope all is well, my guy. Salute to you. I hope you and the family is doing good. My guy, my brother, El Delulu, Yankee fan.
Los Yankee de Nueva York.
If you guys follow Uptown Sports on Instagram, Delulu, he does an amazing job during the Yankee games, the 7th-inning stretch, and his post-game coverage of it. He always sends us a collab. It was funny because he posted it, and it was like right when the Yankees came back and they started scoring in the 7th inning. So shout out to my guy, Delulu, Yankee fan. Eddie Snaps is in the building. My guy, Evan from the Pinstripe Bugle is in the building. Yankee Dave, another one of my brothers from Yankee Stadium, is in the building. Have you seen that? With a T is in the building. Good morning. Salute. Theo Noseby section is in the building. John the Beagle Dad is here. Hector Bones, my guy, El Tacayo is here. Grace, I'm going to kick it off to you to lead us in the conversation.
Thank you very much.
Because we got breaking news as the news is coming in right now. The Anthony Volpe Renaissance is here, Grace. Kick it off.
Oh, okay. I'm actually gonna throw you a little curveball, not a Bednar curveball, but a curveball nonetheless.
Oh man,
actual curveball, an actual
curveball. And I'm gonna say that not all the hosts up here on Yankees Morning Brew agree with the title of the show today. And although I'm very happy for Anthony Volpe, and I'm very, very proud of what he's been able to do, and we'll go into all that, I do not think it's time to trust in Anthony Volpe, and I have not forgotten. Elephant never forgets what she has lived through the last 2 years. So, yeah, I just want to be very clear. But that being said, I remember a lot of people were really down on Volpe for his comments that he made where he said, I can only control what I can control. Things are out of my control. I'm paraphrasing, but we all remember this comment that he made when he first got called back up to fill in for Jose Caballero. And people were saying, that's not the attitude. You got to go out there and earn it. You got to go out there and grind. You got to show what you're made of. And let me tell y'all one little thing about Anthony Volpe. He lets his actions speak louder than his words, because what he has done in the last handful of games here has actually turned the narrative around, and we are now at the point where the fans are in complete agreement, not that he should be the starting shortstop again, but that there is a conversation to be had. Whereas last week he was dead to rights to the fan base. He has completely turned it around. Ace, what do you say about that?
Yeah. Thank you for that disclaimer in the beginning too, where we should have put it on the screen. But yeah, I'm right there with you. Multiple things can be true at the same time. This kid, I'm not saying he is entitled to the shortstop spot, but he's making that conversation very hard to have to send him down over a guy like Max Schumann, who's on the roster. Volpe's proven in this short amount of time that he can still provide a spark. Even if he's not the starting shortstop or even a starter, he's still providing that he can provide something good on this team. And yesterday's ball game, that was the turning point in the game. And yesterday, where Volpe came up with that double and ended up getting to second base.
He manufactured a run.
Run, stealing third, and one hell of a slide. That might be one of the best slides of the year. And it's not the first time we've seen him do something like that. It's like a cancellation slide that he pulled off yesterday and got us a run. And it kind of energized the team because guess what? Sports are all about momentum. The momentum was going in the wrong direction. Now, we did get started early with the Paul Goldschmidt home run. We love Goldie over here on this channel. Goldie can do no wrong. And Ryan Weathers pitched phenomenal yesterday. I don't know how that ball got out. He doesn't know how that ball got out, but it did. And the momentum was all in their favor. It could have easily been, oh, shit, here we go again. Here come the Toronto Blue Jays. They own us. And Anthony Volpe energized the team. Couple of hits. He's been on a couple of times. He's been on a lot lately, hitting over 300 in a short sample size. So we do have to put that out there. But the guy is walking a lot, as Hector put out on Twitter. Hector does a great job. Make sure you guys go follow him on Twitter. Says Anthony Volpe in the last 5 games of the year after being recalled up, 411, a 364 average, 2 doubles, 2 stolen bases, and 7 walks is what I've probably been the most impressed with. His stance looks different, and his plate discipline looks a lot different. Now, if you want to say it's because Austin Wells is hit behind him a lot, that's why he's walked, sure. But the guy is getting on base, and he's producing in his short sample size for the New York Yankees, and he's going to make it hard to send him back down. You're muted.
Excuse me.
Muted. Still muted.
Jesus Christ, still muted. Thank you so much, Ace. If you guys can't interact with the poll that is in the chat, I just put it in the building. And the question is Anthony Volpe finally turning the corner offensively? You got 4 options to choose from. But the question that I have in the graphic that I made for Grace and Ace, how much do you need to see from Volpe before he is in the circle of trust, right? So when I put it out there, so basically everybody can know I'm the one that put believe in Volpe, as you can tell from Grace and Ace's comments, right? But it was like it's like an open-ended question. Believe in Volpe. Like, it's just a conversation starter. So I want to ask you guys, how much do you need to see from Anthony Volpe before you put him back in the circle of trust? I'm saying right now, when somebody who is down and in the gutter, like Anthony Volpe was, when it comes to being the punching bag from Yankee fans, when it comes to being sent up and down, I think that that response that he had when he was asked by the media members, when he said he can't control his destiny, I think that was the perfect response. He can only control what's in front of him, and what's in front of him is him getting playing time and him actually producing. Defensively, you would like him see him be a lot better defensively. But what you're seeing from Anthony Volpe, granted, it was against the Mets and it was against the Blue Jays yesterday. It's a very small sample size. But if you see this 2 weeks from Anthony Volpe, when does that small sample size turn into something like, you know what? Maybe we could have him here just for the time being. Because with Jose Caballero and with the offensive struggles from Ryan McMahon and other members on the team, you can move Caballero around and keep Volpe at shortstop. You can have Caballero play third base. You can have Caballero go in the outfield if you have to have Cody Bellinger play center field, which I don't like having Cody Bellinger in center field. I like to keep him in left field, but it just gives you more options to play with instead of just sticking Caballero at just one position.
Yeah, I wish. Go ahead.
This is exactly what I'm talking about, Hector. What you just brought up is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the conversation that we can now have. Anthony Volpe has made this a conversation with his hard work, with his aggressive play on the base pass. We're seeing shadows of the Volpe that we were promised back in the day. The Volpe that would make you pay. If you walked him, he would make you pay. He would steal second. He would steal third. He would make an incredible slide. He would be a threat in multiple ways. Yes, he's doing fine in the field, but leveling out his swing, swinging to contact, taking it oppo, getting on base, that's the Volpe that we have been wanting for years. And so it's satisfying a certain urge that we've all had for Volpe. That's getting us hyped. The fact that he knows he's not going to be the starting shortstop and he's still out there playing the very best that he can is getting us hyped. The fact that we know Jose Caballero is coming back in a matter of days is getting us hyped. We have hope, and it's because Anthony Volpe's play. Hector, to your point, can we play Jose Caballero at third? Could we possibly platoon? I think that there is definitely a conversation to be had around the fact that Volpe is doing so well against left-handed pitching, which is one of our weak spots. Exactly. And so if he can be a solution in any way and make himself valuable to the team in any way, don't send him down. Figure something out. Now, I'm not saying to make him the everyday shortstop. I want Jose Caballero in there every day. However, that being said, you got some options here. If Jose Caballero can move around, unfortunately for Anthony Volpe, he is only playing one position right now. So if you have him do shortstop versus left-handed pitching, you have Jose Caballero in every day, whether he's playing shortstop versus right-handed pitching, or maybe third base versus left-handed pitching, or maybe second base versus left-handed pitching if Jazz slumps again. Although Jazz is looking really good, so I'm not trying to throw. Yeah, we'll get into that. That was my original plan, right? My original plan after our show last week was, okay, if Jazz is not going to get it together, what if we had Caballero at second versus lefties and Anthony Volpe at shortstop? And then we had Caballero at shortstop versus righties and Jazz, because he hits righties. Yeah. But Jazz has gotten it together. So, but this is a good problem. Look, y'all, my camera's going crazy. But anyway,
no, it's fine. No,
dramatic zoom.
It's a good problem to have, like you said, Grace. And I got some game notes.
It's like that gerbil. Dun dun dun. Remember that meme?
I got some game notes from after the game from Anthony Volpe. In the 5 games that he has been back up in the major leagues, in the 20 plate appearances, he has gotten on base in 11 of those 20 plate appearances. Go ahead, Ace.
Yeah. Aaron Boone did just say on Talking Yanks that he hopes Jose Caballero is activated on Friday when he's eligible. And when it comes to Volpe staying in the big leagues when his return, the quote is, "We'll see." What hurts Volpe is his lack of versatility. Because if he was as versatile as somebody like Max Schumann, a guy that you can play everywhere, like outfield, infield, all around the infield, I think you can make a better case to play him. I'm not relinquishing the shortstop spot to Volpe no matter what, because Jose Caballero has earned that. The shortstop spot has been solidified for the first time in the longest with Caballero. Mechanically, he's better there. He's got a better arm. I'm going to say this. I think with the struggles of Ryan McMahon, I think it's in the Yankees' best interest long-term to move Volpe to second and Jazz to third. Jazz has the arm for it. He has some experience over there. I think if Volpe can even, because being up the middle is very similar, like a shorter throw, because Volpe does not have the best arm. He actually has the weakest arm of everybody in the infield. But I would like to see Volpe at second, Cabby at short, and Jazz getting some more reps at third earlier rather than later. Like, try it out now. So have Volpe start taking some reps at second just to get it mechanically going, because McMahon has become the black hole, and it's alternating on who's kind of doing it. First it was Jazz. McMahon got hot for a little bit. Jazz was slumping. Now Jazz has been otherworldly. His averages is crawling up there almost to around 240. Now McMahon is falling off a cliff. So I wouldn't be so tied to McMahon right there, and I would just think like I would go with that infield. And like I said, if Volpe was a little more versatile, it would definitely pay off. But I'm keeping Jose Caballero at shortstop.
I see exactly. I get your point, and I like the ability to move people around the diamond. I would love to see Volpe take some reps at second base, but I would say right now, if you have both Volpe and Jazz, well, I would say Volpe, who's suspect at defense. We've seen what Jazz looks like at third base. It's not the best version of Jazz Chisholm. I wouldn't want to compromise both Jazz and Volpe to have them playing out of position and learning positions on the fly, having Volpe on second base and Jazz try to be a better third baseman on the fly. I would keep Jazz at second. I would keep Volpe at shortstop for now, and I'll move Caballero to third base. Just for the foreseeable future. And if you got to spot guys and move guys around late game defensive replacements, you bring in Ryan McMahon, you move Caballero to shortstop, and you take Volpe out of the game. You could do that as well. Having Ahmed Rosario pinch hit in certain situations. I just don't think defensively the Yankees are in love with Jazz Chisholm at third base, because if that was the point, if that was the case, they would have never went out there and got Ryan McMahon. They would have kept Jazz Chisholm at third base when we had DJ LeMahieu on the team. But the Yankees, they were trying to add a third baseman. It was supposed to be Matt Chapman, but they wanted Dominguez and others, and the Yankees didn't want no part of that. And the Yankees settled with Ryan McMahon. The Yankees thought that Ryan McMahon's bat would play better in Yankee Stadium than Matt Chapman's bat would have played in Yankee Stadium. Obviously, Ryan McMahon hasn't given them anything that they've wanted or they envisioned when bringing him over. I just think the Yankees, when it comes to third base, when it comes to shortstop, they're going to use these next 2 months to evaluate what they have at the major league level before they have the questions internally. Should they bring up George Lombard Jr. or should they trade him for a closure?
Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind that if they put Jose Caballero at third, he would rise to the challenge, because he's just I'll do whatever for the team type guy. Is what it seems like.
Out of the three of them.
Yeah, but like I said, I think he's earned that shortstop spot. I wouldn't be opposed to, like I said, putting Jazz at third. The biggest thing is they took him out of that spot. No, he wasn't comfortable there, but at the same time too, like they were worried about his arm. So we'd have to see, because he was dealing with a couple of shoulder problems. But It's a good problem. It's a good problem for the Yankees to have, and we got to just, you know what they say, baseball has a way of figuring itself out. We saw what happened with the pitching rotation, so we'll see what happens.
I want to bring some folks in the comment section real quick. Mark T. Maker said he needs to see Volpe doing that for a month before he puts it back in the circle of trust. I think everybody is agreeing with you on that one, 100%. The Real Bill podcast is in the building. Hector, Grace, and Ace, how you doing? How you doing, my guy? Hope all is well. Ness said Volpe has been good, but let's slow down and take it easy with the Golden Boy. We've seen this before. Let's hope this is real Volpe and not just a mirage. No, absolutely. Nosebleed section said I would rather have both Volpe and Cabby in the lineup together. Maybe Cabby can play third base, be a little versatile. 100%. Shout out to everybody who is in the building. If you guys can, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're sitting on 18 likes. We got over 50 people in the building collectively in the conversation. Grace, I see you over there getting your notes ready to go.
I mean, well, I'm trying to work this out. You know, I'm trying to, fulfill my duties as a manager of the New York Yankees over here.
Oh, okay. You're making the lineup. I see you.
No, but I'm first lefties. I would have Rosario at third, Volpe at short, and Caballero at second. Right? That's assuming the Jazz becomes a platoon player in this scenario, right? And then you could have McMahon at third, Caballero at short, and then Jazz at second versus right-handed pitching. However, McMahon, I agree with everything y'all are saying. McMahon is a problem. McMahon is currently a big problem for us. So taking McMahon out of the equation is obviously ideal. I don't know how you do that since you're paying him so much money and you do value his defense, etc. My bottom line is, and whatever way you figure it, okay, whether you have Caballero cover third, and I don't know, but my bottom line is Caballero plays every day, period, point blank, the end. Every day. Now, is it shortstop? Is it second? Is it third? Is he moving around? I don't know, but he's playing every day. If I'm in charge, he's out there. So now it's going to be a question of, how bad is his hand hurt? When he comes back, does he need more off days? Does he need to be eased in a little bit? Does he need,
He's already taken like ground balls during batting practice. He was out there over the past couple of days with the team taking ground balls at shortstop.
It was his
I
right
realize
hand, right?
that. I'm saying he's coming back, but how much wear and tear will he be able to take on the hand immediately? I don't know what the training staff is going to recommend. But yeah, and is he going to be able to still hit through it? I know that they said that his hitting wasn't affected. We're going to see. We're going to see. I mean, the hand is going to hurt. He's going to play through it. Guys play through injuries all the time. It's awesome. Athletes are incredible, incredible creatures. That's why we all watch them do something that we can't do. But yeah, it remains to be seen. But as far as I'm concerned, I would have Caballero in there every single day. If he can take it, I would do it.
I think it was his pointer or his middle finger that got fractured. I'm not too sure. It's one of those two.
Yeah, the throwing is more of an issue that I would be more concerned with than the actual hitting. I mean, obviously, if he gets jammed, the vibration could be doing something else. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah. It's it's when the one thing that I think Grace said it. Caballero has earned his position. Like, he's earned to play every day and to be an everyday play. He stepped up to the occasion, right? And I think Caballero is a solid he's a better defensive shortstop than Anthony Volpe. But when you look at the roster, right, when you look at like our black holes on this team, we all agree it's Ryan McMahon. What is better for this team? Having Caballero be the everyday shortstop or be the everyday third baseman with the struggles from Ryan McMahon? And I think Caballero being the everyday third baseman, or Ahmed Rosario being the third baseman to start the game, defensive replacement late, and Cabby at shortstop. I think that's the better way to go for the betterment of the team. Caballero should be taking more reps at third base until the Yankees figure out their third base problem, whether that's externally or internally, because George Lombard Jr., he's hitting the ball hard. His hard hit rate, he's not getting the results that you would like to see from batting average, but his barrel rate, his advanced metrics are still right there.
Yeah, if only one of them can catch, it would solve all our problems.
Well, good news is, before we move on to the catcher, and I can't wait, but the good news is that Jazz has raised his batting average like 70 points in the last week or something crazy. 60
Let's jump
points.
into Jazz. Go ahead.
417 in the last 7 games, his average is.
Absolutely. Jazz has let me just give a little Yanks Morning Brews shout out, okay? To my man Giancarlo Stanton's pants. Okay? Because ever since Jazz slipped them pants on, all right, he's been balling out of control. Right? Doubles, singles, home runs, swag, energy. And he's also using Jose Caballero's bat. And for somebody who is supposedly a locker room problem, how about carrying pieces of your injured teammates onto the field with you for luck?
Word.
Come on now.
Word. Has the real Jazz Chisholm finally stood up? Ace.
I like what I see so far from Jazz, no doubt. What I've been most impressed with, last time we had a show, I don't remember if it was Tuesday or Thursday's show, where we brought up the stat of how many hits to left field does Jazz have. Mm-hmm. That number's definitely gone up since the last time we talked about it. Absolutely. He's hitting the ball to left field, slapping a couple of balls, including a big home run off the pole yesterday that gave us a lot of momentum. So that's what you got to do, man. You got to, I've been impressed because Jazz has changed his approach at the plate at least a little bit. He still does fall into the tendency of he wants to go up there and swing out of his shoes. It happens. That's just in his nature. But I have been impressed with the left field hitting. The defense has been solid as it's been all year. And he's finally he's turning the corner. It looks like he's turning the corner. But you just have to sustain it at this point because it was in the Yankees' best interest. We talked about this several times. With the black holes that we have in the lineup, we had Jazz. We still have a catching problem. The third base problem. A lot of holes. It's in the Yankees' best interest for Jazz to get it together because that that solves one problem that we have. Jazz is a very talented player, and he's showcasing it out there, and this is exactly what we need him to do. Now we just got to solve the other holes, but Jazz turned the corner. I like what I see so far.
I saw Jazz reach out there, stay on top of it, and get a base hit yesterday. That was an approach. That was an approach that I have not seen from Jazz in a minute, and I was so proud. So
Now,
I'm seeing good things.
I don't want to take credit from what we're seeing from Jazz Chisholm, but I'm gonna take credit for what we're seeing from Jazz Chisholm, right? Because last week Thursday, Jazz Chisholm had his foundation. He had his Tunnel for Kicks, the Jazz Chisholm Foundation. It was in the city. I was not able to be there, as you know, I was under the weather. I wasn't able to go, but Latino Sports was in the building, and we gifted Jazz a little gift. I got an interview right here that I'm going to play it on the screen for everyone. This is from last week's event. Please follow us, latinosports.com. This is Maria Santos with Jazz Chisholm. Hold on.
Sports. And we just had a couple of questions.
Hold on.
Santos with Latino Sports. And we just had a couple of questions for you. This event sits at the intersection of style and giving back. Two things you clearly live by. What does it mean to you to use fashion as a vehicle for philanthropy?
It means everything. Once I could always follow my goal and give it back to the kids of the future, you know what I mean? I'm not the future. I'm here right now and living in my life, but the kids of tomorrow are the future. And if they don't have anything to guide and live for and nobody trusting in them, I feel like we're lost, you know what I mean?
Speaking of lost, I know that One Piece is one of your favorite animes. So I did bring you this as a gift.
I don't have one of these. So
Yeah. Between the fits, the anime love, and the charity work, you're building something much bigger than baseball. If you could design a One Piece inspired charity collection, what would it look like and who would it support?
Oh my goodness. A One Piece inspired, man. It will definitely go to the kids, obviously, for me. But what it would look like, I feel like it would be straw hats, swords, pirate ships, everywhere.
Thank you so much for your time, Chaz. It was a pleasure.
And then it was Sunday when I was there it was Friday when I was there at Citi Field, the game that the Yankees won. He came out there on the field, and him and I had a conversation. I was like, Jazz, congratulations. Thank you for having Latino Sports. He was like, yo, thank you guys so much for that little gift. He was like, I really mean it. I never had one of those Funko Pops, so I appreciate that. I was like, listen, have yourself a good series, and look what he did over the series. Even though Queens, the Subway Series, we'll get into that. When it comes to Jazz Chisholm, we know the potential that's there. To Ace's point, on one of the last shows that we did, we showed this baseball savant. We showed this spray chart. Everything was to right field. And I think this entire weekend, everything was basically every game. He was just hitting it to left field. I think he got 3 hits in Friday's game against the Mets in Citi Field. But also this shot, this hit, the home run from last night's game. The confidence.
Bro.
First of all, I just want to say, everybody be jealous of the angle I got.
I was about to say, shout out to the cameraman. What?
The catcher is sending me. The catcher froze, and he just waited, and then he dropped his head. That is sending me. Oh my God.
Look right here when Jazz gets into the dugout, his teammates, how they shower him. Look, as soon as he gets in, they're all waiting for him, and they're all just showering him. And you like what you're seeing from the team. And again, the road trip wasn't what we wanted to see. I think what the Yankees went 2-7. We got swept by Milwaukee. Copy, you get swept by Milwaukee. It was a horrible performance against the Baltimore Orioles. We fumbled the bag against the New York Mets. But the one thing that I think we should take away from yesterday's victory is that the New York Yankees, they have the 3rd best record at home in baseball, and in their past 11 games at home, the New York Yankees are 10-1.
Wow, 10-1. Nice job, Heck. Y'all, I gotta say, when a home run hits the foul pole, I get so hyped. That's like one of I don't know why. That's like one of my favorite things. It's just so cool when they hit that pole and you can hear it like boing, and everybody's like, yeah! I mean, it's just so fun, I swear. And on the broadcast, they were like, you know, you're not going to brag about a pesky pole home run. I'm like, why not? It's so cool. You hit the foul pole. Are you kidding? Anyway, that got me I was so happy, you know, and those insurance runs were, it turns out, the reason why we won the game. I mean, they were that important. Those insurance runs that he gave us there in the bottom of the seventh. Because Bednar came in and gave up a run, and we won by one. I mean, it was because of Jazz. Obviously, it was a team effort, but that was a really, really important moment for him and for the team and for the game. Because, like I said at the top of the show, if we had lost last night, we'd be having a very, very different show today.
Yeah,
definitely. But yeah, he's got to keep it going. It's as simple as that. And like the weather's heating up, he's heating up. You got to just have it, go all throughout the rest of the season, gain some momentum, because he's a bat that we need in the middle of the lineup. He's not going to be in the lower third of the lineup. And by him being in the middle, we need that protection for guys like Judge and Bellinger. And, when Stanton comes back as well, it just adds more length to the lineup.
Yeah. And again, you not having Giancarlo Stanton in the lineup, it hurts the Yankees, right? Not only because of the presence that he has, he's a right-handed bat in the lineup, and that's what the Yankees need. We need more right-handed bats in the lineup. That's why I'm a component, or that's why I push heavy for having Caballero be the third baseman, so we can take Ryan McMahon's left-handed bat out of the lineup. Credit to Aaron Boone for sitting Austin Wells. I want to see if he sits him again for a second day in a row. I think right now, the same way that you benched Anthony Volpe and you sent Anthony Volpe to the minors coming back from his rehab injury, the same way you did that is the same way you got to start treating Austin Wells. Austin Wells is in the bottom when it comes to off a barrel rate, offense, OBS, on base percentage, every offensive category that you could think of. He is at the bottom barrel, not just at his position. He has become one of the worst hitters across Major League Baseball. We always talk about the Yankees always have a punching bag that the fans pick on and point at. Right now, on May 19th, is Austin Wells.
Yeah.
Wasn't it so nice to have a game without him? Didn't it feel great? I'm sorry to be petty, but
and JC had a big, momentum hit that, it's funny how the baseball gods will put you in a situation to succeed. We saw it over the weekend with the Mets where Austin Wells came up with multiple guys on, especially on Sunday, and failed twice, right? Weekly hit into the pitcher and then a double play, which drove me absolutely insane. Similar situation. JC Escarra comes up multiple times with runners on first and third. Same situation Wells had. Didn't come through the first time, came through the second time. You got to give JC Escarra more run at this point. It's still too early to make for anybody to sell out. I know I'm a big advocate of Ryan Jeffers. A lot of people are starting to get that momentum with that as well, but I don't think they're going to trade him anytime soon because you'll get more for him as the deadline approaches. So I kind of think unless you're going to go internal, you kind of got to give JC Escarra the majority of the playing time at this point. JC's numbers versus righties is not good, but he needs to be out there more than Austin Wells because Wells is providing us with absolutely nothing. His last 7 games, he's hitting 0.87. JC Escarra has more RBIs as a backup catcher than Austin Wells does. I'm sick of watching this guy out there because he's ranked high defensively. I'll take average defense for better offensive productivity at this point because Austin Wells is killing me.
And I think shout out to Evan in the chat who said Jeffers got injured last night.
That's
so
terrible.
That may throw a monkey wrench in that. But no, if we heard it from Aaron Boone, I think it was coming into the season or during spring training that he believes, or he put it out there, that JC Escarra is a top 15, top 20 catcher in Major League Baseball. If that's the case, I'm gonna call you bluff. I want to see JC Escarra getting some everyday at bats and everyday reps, because what you're seeing from Austin Wells right now, he's letting you know, hey y'all, I'm late on the fastball and I'm too early on the breaking pitch.
He's all over the place.
He's caught in between. And when Ben Rice was struggling last year before he blossomed and turned into the superstar you see now, the underlying metrics was still there when it comes to his barrel rate, hitting the ball hard, having deep at bats, working the count. That's non-existent when it comes to Austin Wells. Austin Wells, he's swinging at the first pitch. Yeah. He's rolling over. He's grounding into double plays with Trent Grisham and Trent Grisham's struggles. we all are upset with it and want Trent Grisham to be more. But when you look at his stats, Trent Grisham is on pace to walk 90 times and get 90 RBIs. That's not Austin Wells. You can kind of live with that with Trent Grisham. You will want more, but at least Trent Grisham is producing. Austin Wells isn't producing.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Hector. I was going to piggyback and make that exact point. It's not just that he's swinging late or swinging early. Of course. He's not making good swing decisions. He is all over the place. He's not seeing it. He's lost. He is circling the drain. Get him out of my face. It was so, you know what I said to my husband? I want y'all to know what I said to my husband. First of all, just know that I have watched every single game, spring training included, for years. I have not missed a single game, not even in 2023, when we, as the Yankees, were circling the drain. Y'all remember, late season 2023, we had been eliminated. I'm still watching the games. All right? That being said, I told my husband this weekend, if Wells is starting and Trent Grisham's leading off, I don't want to watch.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is and how much it raises my blood pressure and how hard it has been for me to sit there and watch it fail and fail and fail and fail and fail and fail. Yesterday, my husband goes, I thought you weren't going to watch it anymore. I said, well, guess what? Wells isn't starting and Trent Grisham's not leading off. So I am watching. And it was so nice. Yeah. Even if we had lost, it was better.
At least you get some type of production from Grisham, though. You're getting something, and that little bit of something is better than the nothing you're getting out of the donut.
The last 7 games, I'm going back to back. Like I said, Wells is 087, Grisham's 191. So you're having those two guys go back to back, bro. What are they doing for 7 games? They're just up there. I would rather Austin Wells like swing decisions is what Grace says. I want to get back to. I do want to get to something that Real Bill said. Real Bill said Wells framing pitches are not as important with ABS. To be fair, it's not just that. It's how you handle the pitching staff. It's how you block. It's the pitch calling. His pitch calling, especially during the Mets series, stunk. It was like the Mets team, the analytics were out on the Mets team. They can't hit fastballs. They're one of the worst teams when it comes to fastballs. So Austin Wells comes in on Sunday and is like, you know what? Tyron Taylor's up. This team sucks against fastballs. Let me call a first pitch curveball just to get it over. And we knew what happened. Like, Austin Wells is killing me out here. He really is. He's putting me into an early grave. His swing decisions, like Grace was saying, when I'm a big advocate of, and I say this, if I was ever a manager, my philosophy would be when a pitcher is wild, like we saw with Freddie Peralta and a lot of the Mets pitchers, take pitches. If the guy in front of you draws a walk, I would fine you. I would hit a self-imposed fine if you didn't take it until it was a strike. Like,
excuse me, Ace, can I ask you a question, teacher? What would have happened last night if had Springer taken this advice and not swung at none of the strikes he saw?
He would have walked.
Exactly. Thank you very much. And what happened right in front of Springer? A walk. And what did he do? He chased outside the zone. I said, oh, Lord, thank you, Jesus, that he's not playing for the New York Yankees, because I would have had a heart attack.
He got 6 pitches and struck out. And none of them were strikes. Yeah, look, but that happens to us too. Like I said, I'd be an advocate of, if a guy walks in front of you, you legit have to take every pitch until he throws you a strike. And I said this on my channel jokingly because I'm sick of the Yankees doing this shit where hitters counts and they're taking strikes right down the middle. I do a self-imposed like fine for the asses every time that happens. Like $1,000 for these players every time you do that. And if you're up there swinging at the first pitch after a walk, let alone 2 walks in a row, bro, you got to pay up. This is going to charity.
Yeah, and I get it. When it comes to David Bednar, in that situation with Springer, we lucked out. The Yankees lucked out with George Springer because he swung at 3 straight splitters. To be fair, to
ass.
George Springer, To be
So
fair to
glad.
George Springer, to give him a little bit of credit, he had a home run earlier in the game. He kills the New York Yankees. He was being aggressive in a situation when you have a closer who is struggling. And if I'm George Springer, I'm thinking he's going to throw me a fastball. Aaron Boone said it in the postgame press conference when they asked him about it. It was like one of the first. It was they asked him about the 3 straight splitters. He was like, I thought he was going to get a fastball there too. Like, so even Aaron Boone thought that he was going to get a fastball in that at bat at once, but he did it. That's credit to David Bednar. Even though he's struggling, he still is kind of a dog and still goes after guys. The Yankees have to address the closer situation. I'm not comfortable with Bednar as a closer.
As a former catcher, you have to realize this, man. Like, you got to take advantage of the hitter's aggressiveness, and that's what they did with George Springer. That's not what they did. That's not what they did before with. That's not what they did before with Tyrone Taylor. And in that series versus the Mets, right? You saw that 9th inning. They came out really aggressive against David Bednar. They came out swinging immediately. Bichette took the first pitch up the middle. They were waiting for that. So as a catcher, I really think it would have been different if JC was there calling the game, because he calls a better game. You have to see what's going on, because as a catcher, you're seeing everything that's in front of you, including the hitter. I'm thinking to myself, these hitters are being very aggressive here. Maybe I should throw something in the dirt. Maybe we should get them to try to chase, which is exactly what happened with George Springer. George Springer's a Yankee killer, and he knows it. And he thought yesterday was going to be another moment that he had, and so did we. We legit thought the same thing. This is going to be another time that George Springer absolutely puts belt to ass, and credit to the Yankees for taking advantage of his aggressiveness.
And credit to JC Escara for calling that splitter 3 times in a row or whatever he did. If Springer's going to swing at it, guess what? I'm going to call it again. Guess what? I'm going to call it again. Guess what? I'm going to call it again. You're out. That took balls. Can I say balls? That took balls, and it was a great call.
No, you can't say it
cojones
3 times. Yeah.
Sorry.
That took cojones.
Well, if you say, now you got to draw a walk. So you just said balls 4 times. Take a walk, Grace.
I want to ask you guys, because I got the question on the screen right now. Well, first off, shout out to Katie Sharp. If you guys aren't following Katie Sharp, please. She puts out amazing stats during the games. But she put it out there. David Bednar has allowed at least 1 run in 11 of the 21 games he has appeared in this season. That is tied with Matt Sison for the most in Major League Baseball. And the question I have for you guys, how long do the Yankees wait before adding a closer? And just know if you got, like, there's not many good bullpens around in Major League Baseball. Miguel Salvadori, thank you for the $2 super chat. I like Jensen from the Royals, but he's a lefty at bat. Shout out to my guy Miggy S. Thank you for helping us keep the lights on.
Can he hit though?
That's all I care about. If I hit somebody like with a post, like, because sometimes when you watching Austin Wells, like, bro, are you alive? Are you alive out there, bro?
Are
like,
you alive?
What are you doing?
I'm done. Are you alive?
It's Grace. We say it all the time. It kills me watching this guy take at bats. I don't care if it's in the lefty. If you hit, you can hit.
You listen. You have to stop expecting anything, y'all. I'm telling you, when Austin Wells comes to the plate, don't expect a hit. Do not expect it. For real. That's the only way that you can cope.
I expect disaster. I called that he was going to hit into a double play. I'm like, this mother is going to hit. The worst thing possible is for you to do what you're going to do. And he's up there at the plate like, I can not only get myself out, but I can get somebody else out too. Bet, say less. Like, dude, what are we doing, bro?
You know when the turning point was for me with Austin Wells? Excuse me. The World Series. The World Series, when we were a do or die elimination game. We're about to get sent packing in our own field, on our own field, and you come up with 2 outs, and you swing at the first pitch, and you send your team to Cancun. And I said, oh, Austin Wells is unserious, and I'm fucking done with this guy. That was 2024. Last year was pain. This year, I'm apathetic, okay? I'm done with him. I've been done with him. The end.
Yeah.
So, to the Yankees closer situation, there's not that many good closers or just good bullpens out there in Major League Baseball right now. And when the San Diego Padres, when they added Mason Miller, they had to trade the #1 prospect in baseball in order to do it. When the Chicago Cubs, when they traded for Aroldis Chapman, they had to give up the #1 prospect in baseball. So I want to ask you guys, if Johan Duran is available, or if there's a top pitch closer out there available, are you parting ways with George Lombard, Carlos Agrange, and ERC?
I think George Lombard's going to be up.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm
I don't
not parting
think
I'm not parting ways with anybody who's on the major league roster. So
your mic cut out.
No, she
Oh,
she
okay.
muted herself.
Yeah, I don't think that's what it's gonna take, because I think they want other teams for a top prospect. They want Rice, they want Cam. That's who these teams want. Like, we've seen that last year.
And I'm not giving them.
That's what I'm saying. When it comes, no one can convince me there's no such thing as a Yankee tax. They don't just want Yankee prospects. They want Yankee major league ready players. They're asking about these guys. I'm telling you.
These people are outside of their minds if they think we're going to trade the Cy Young winner, Cam Schlittler.
But that's what they want, because
he'll be the winner.
It's a Yankee tax.
It's not touch the money. Not touch the money.
Yeah, don't.
Knock on wood, but you know.
Because every day he's getting line drives hit back at him.
I know, that's
Clay
crazy, man. But when it comes to the Yankee situation,
get him a little crystal to wear or something.
Or catching gear at the feet or something.
Around Cam Schlittler.
He's got to start pitching with the catching shins or something, man, because this shit's getting crazy. But when it comes to the closing situation, I think what we have as of right now is what we have, because the Phillies are playing a lot better since Donnie Baseball took over. They're not going to be in a position to sell. No. The Padres, Mason Miller, they're not going to sell.
Nope.
Ursig, I don't want him. There are other closers.
The Cardinals are playing good in the NL Central.
So it's about nobody's going to be available out there. So the best situation, honestly, is internally. I'm saying this, and I've talked to my boy Jace Custodio. Me and him have had conversations about this on the phone. I would go Carlos Agrange.
Yep.
I would start grooming Agrange to start closing, because think about this. Think of how the top closers in the league are. Even though you don't need a top closer to win, because the last couple of teams that have won the World Series have not had a shutdown closer, but somebody has to emerge as a closer at the end of the year. But the top closers in the league can all top over 100, and we've seen Mason Miller hit over 102, 103. We've seen Aroldis Chapman, 102, 103. Same thing with Duran, could top 100. Who do we have in our system that's throwing the hardest right now in the minor leagues is hitting 103? Carlos Agrange. I would honestly start grooming him to take over that closer role. And until then, it's got to be closer by committee, because David Bednar, I don't trust him. And it's unfortunate, because David Bednar was the final piece of last year's puzzle of the trade deadline, where that deadline, because Bednar is struggling, is looking worse by the second, because Bird looks like shit. Duvall looks bad. McMahon looks bad. Now David Bednar's falling apart. So it's like, what is it?
David Bednar would be a phenomenal setup guy. He's not a closer, and that's what I was going to go with. Ace, you hit it right on the head. If I'm the Yankees, I'm calling up Agrange and I'm having him be the closer. 103, 104 coming out that bullpen with that slider and sweeper mitts, because that's the thing. He's not just a one-trick pony with Agrange. Mm-hmm. It's not just fastball or nothing. It's his fastball. It's his slider that sits at like 91, 92, and then it's his sweeper that sits anywhere from like 84 to 85 miles per hour. So he has three dominating pitches that he can use as a closer. And we've seen it with the Tampa Bay Rays. They did it with David Price. So if he wants to be a starter, if you want to make him a starter later on in his career, you can still do that. The same way they did it with David Price. You can still do that with Agrange and other guys.
Clay Holmes, Michael King. There's tons of guys that start in the bullpen.
Tons of examples. But when you have a guy, to Ace's point, that is pumping out 103 in your system, you have to use him at the major league level coming out of your bullpen. And I think another thing, when Gerrit Cole comes back, I think another person that should go to that bullpen, who I think would be awesome coming out of the bullpen, is Ryan Weathers. Because even though Ryan Weathers gave up 5 runs yesterday, for like 3 innings, he was solid. We've seen Ryan Weathers. There's been stretches. He had a couple of starts going 7 innings, not giving up a run. We've seen real good outings from Ryan Weathers. I think Ryan Weathers in his first year with the Yankees is having a solid season. Him coming out of the bullpen for 1 or 2 innings with his type of fastball and his type of stuff, I think will uplift that Yankees bullpen. And then you just move guys down. You got Fernando Cruz now coming in the 6th and 7th inning instead of being a setup guy. You got got David Bednar coming in as a setup guy, who I think he would thrive in that role as a setup guy and not as a closer. You got Camilo Duvall when he gets things going, him coming in the 6th and 7th inning and not having to worry about being a setup guy or a closer. I just think, and when you add guys to the bullpen, whether it's calling guys up or whether it's moving guys to the rotation, you got to strengthen that. You got to strengthen that bullpen. And to Ace's point, there are too many teams right now. The good closers that are out there, their teams are competing, and nobody is just falling over themselves to help the New York Yankees. That's just not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
I think that something that was huge that happened a couple days ago was Elmer Rodriguez's start looked so much better than the last time we'd seen him. He was noticeably more aggressive in the zone, and he got results. And that was so huge. So right now we're talking about, options and who can go to the bullpen and who can supplement and all these things. Elmer Rodriguez having that success, even though we ended up losing the game, which sucked, but just talking about his personal success and growth was absolutely huge for the New York Yankees. Now you have, like we were talking about earlier with Volpe putting himself in the conversation with more options. You have more options now. Elmer Rodriguez is showing signs of the starting pitcher that we thought he could be. Do we have time to develop him? Will we call him back up? Will we trade him? I don't know, but these are good options to have, right? So, I mean, look, we have some guys in the minors that can come up and help the team in some way. Gerrit Cole is coming back, you guys. Gerrit Cole is on his way. And don't forget about Daddy Cole. Don't forget that half of Daddy Cole is worth a whole lot of other people. Okay, so
Rodon.
Daddy Cole is coming back. Oh, Rodon. We haven't even talked about Rodon. But yes, Daddy Cole is coming back, y'all. He might even make a start Friday. We're not sure yet. We haven't heard 100%. But if he doesn't, it'll be the next start. It is incoming. So we can just hold on.
Yeah.
And there was some rumbles yesterday that he's definitely making his second start, like he was saying in the big leagues, but there's like a 90% chance his next start will be in the big leagues. They just wanted to see how he reacted in between like his throwing days and stuff. That was what everybody was talking about yesterday. So I think that he will be pitching Friday, but most likely, like you said, Grace, next week.
Yeah. And then also, too, you got to realize in a couple of months, Clark Smith's going to be coming back. He's a guy that can give you some high leverage innings out of the pen as well. So Clark Smith could be a good end of the back end of the bullpen guy because he's a guy that misses bats, has a lot of pitches, and
And when you look at Gerrit Cole, I think Tommy John extended Gerrit Cole's career. I think we're not just going to see a veteran pitcher, Gerrit Cole. His fastball, he's averaging an extra mile and 2 on his fastball. He's touching 99 on his fastball in the minors. This is not, and his changeup as well. I think he added an extra grip, and he has more of a dip of a velocity in his changeup. So Gerrit Cole, if there's somebody that obsesses and loves pitching more than anyone else in the world, that's Gerrit Cole. And you can tell he is prime and he is ready to come back and lead this Yankee rotation. He sees what Cam Slittler is doing out there, and he's like, nah, young fella, hold my beer, young fella. I'm going to show you how it's done.
And it'll spark the team. The team will get up for that. So
I'm so excited. I'm so excited, y'all. Gerrit Cole is my favorite Yankee. This last year and a half has been horrible for me. I'm so excited. He brings so much. Not just on the field. He brings so much to the team, to the atmosphere, to the locker room. He's got that dog mentality, y'all. It's been so long since we've seen Gerrit Cole on the mound. Don't forget who the he is, because he is him, and he's coming back, y'all. You cannot overstate the value that we're going to be getting from Cole. And yes, he's going to need some time to amp back up, blah, 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 blah. I'm so excited.
Grace might explode when the first lineup of Cole starting and Giancarlo Stanton comes back.
I'm telling you. And let me tell you, I was going to text you, Hector, yesterday. But I was like, I had like a really busy night. But yeah, I was gonna text you and ask you if Jason Dominguez was in the dugout or around the locker room. Where is he? And I saw him in the dugout last night.
I didn't see him when I was out there for batting practice. He wasn't out there early. He was probably just like in the clubhouse or whatever. But for batting practice, when I was out there, I didn't see him.
He's there. He was there in the.
No, I believe.
They showed a video. They showed.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe you. But
anyway, the point is, I was so happy because, like I was saying about Gerrit Cole, Jason Dominguez is such a big part of the camaraderie, the energy, the vibes, the friendship. You know, he's such a big hype man. You know, and having him celebrate Bellinger's home run last night and Jazz's home run, that it panned to the dugout, and I saw him. It healed a part of me. You know, we were talking earlier about the value that Volpe has as a right-handed bat. That's the value Jason Dominguez was giving us. Yeah. And we were talking about Stanton's right-handed bat as well. Jason Dominguez was giving us value from both sides of the plate. Having him back will be so huge. I did hear that he is having a good recovery, and he's on pace to return pretty soon. So hopefully we get him back, we get Caballero back, and Stanton. I don't think Stanton's close, y'all. But we get him back, we get Caballero back, we get Cole back. We're rolling, baby.
Baby steps. Baby steps. I want to say shout out to my guy, Real TV, my brother Rod Thompson in the building with the $9.99 super chat. Rod, I appreciate you, my guy. Hope all is well with you and the family. He says, the Volpe I've seen the last 5 games, he resembles the player that I saw in the minors in 2022. A level swing, stealing bags, and taking walks. I need more of this, please, por favor. Absolutely, Rod, 100%. And I got a little gift for you, Grace and Ace, before we get ready. I got actually 2 gifts before we get ready to get up out of here. I got a little 2 gifts. So yesterday, before the game, you guys saw that John Sterling family, the Yankees honored John Sterling family on the field. I got some video of Aaron Judge doing some autograph signings with some of the players up close. Look how close I am to Judge. I just want to say, shout out to Latino Sports. Every day I knock on wood, and I thank Julio Pabon for giving me the opportunity to be with Latino Sports, because I wouldn't be able to have this type of coverage, bringing it to you guys up close and personal from the field at Yankee Stadium, Citi Field, and around Major League Baseball.
You deserve it, Hector. You do a fantastic job. You've been a huge acquisition for Latino Sports and that company. You've contributed a lot. So even though you're grateful, I'm sure they're grateful to have you as well.
Absolutely. Works both ways.
Thank you, y'all. Thank you, y'all. So last thing before we get out of here, because you guys didn't see it. We got 5 minutes. We actually got 4 minutes. You guys didn't see it. But when we was backstage, me and Grace, me and Ace, we was vibing out to like Power Rangers and like 90 theme songs. And then Grace jumped in, and then we was vibing, right? We was vibing, styling, and profiling, as Walt Clyde Frazier would say. So I got something real quick. Right, I found it on TikTok because Ace inspired me. Ace inspired me. We're gonna do a 90s TV songs that went hard, a top 10. This is gonna be a 1 minute that went hard. We're gonna do this real quick.
Wake up in the morning and that goes hard immediately. You know, as soon as the bell rings, we're Saved by the Bell. Cody Bellinger.
Cody Bellinger.
First in West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool.
Maxin. He said Maxin before Gen Z said Maxin.
Exactly.
Started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one round. My mom got scared and said, "You're moving
with your auntie and uncle to Bel Air."
Classic. Now, which one is this? Buffy. Now, I was a Buffy stan growing up. I had a picture of Sarah Michelle Gellar on my wall. That was my
never watched this show.
I'm
not on this one.
What about Boys Meets World?
Good show. Not a great theme song, but good show. Shout out to Topanga.
Shout out to Topanga. You know, everybody's first crush was Topanga. If it wasn't, you're lying. Let's see. Drew Carey.
Nah, that wasn't not for me.
What was that? Nah.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's
That's
a
what I'm
rare
talking about.
edition.
Did I do that?
Yeah.
Got any cheese?
Got me cheese.
Now this show was one of my top three. It was
Yep.
Family Matters, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, this is a good one.
This one slapped.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's see the next one. Third Rock from the Sun. No, not my thing. What's this one? Nope, don't know what that is. Twin
Twin
Peaks.
Peaks.
X-Files. All right,
no.
X-Files.
Noticeable, but nah,
No.
that's a good one.
70
Yeah,
show.
70
Yeah,
show's okay.
that 70 show was a good one.
Honorable
That's
mention
every
to
single
the
one.
Wayans brothers. Wayans brothers was classic.
Yes, that's the other one that I was thinking.
Martin?
I had yes, Martin. That was a
Dude,
good one
can we
growing up.
bring back the 90s shows were great. Can we bring back 90s commercials?
Mhm.
I'm
That's
so
even better.
tired of all these commercials being prescription drugs. Like all they do is list your symptoms and blah blah blah. I'm like, no wonder we're all depressed. Where's my crossfire? You got the like. Where are you? Run, you slide, you take it. I mean, come on. Where are all the fun summer like
I
toy
miss
commercials
those-
and shit?
I miss those Folgers commercials.
Yeah,
Those
Folgers.
commercials growing up.
Yes. Oh, what about 800-588-2300 Empire?
That one. You know what scared
on.
me? The commercial for Cats fucking terrified me growing up. For the Broadway show Cats, that terrified me growing up. But it's 12 o'clock. We got to get up out of here.
Hey,
Shout out to everybody in
speaking
the
of
chat. Big
Meow,
time
meow,
Jerry.
meow, 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 meow,
The
meow.
Real
Come
Bill
on.
podcast.
So tired
Make
of the
sure you guys
drugs.
tune into the Ace Avenue later on tonight with his watch along. This has been another great episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. I'm your guy
Knicks
Hector.
in 6. Knicks
This-
in 6.
And 6. This is I'm Hector.
You're pointing the wrong way.
I'm pointing at you. I'm pointing at
You
you.
know, there.
It's going around. It's
Race
going
around.
around. And I'm
Yeah,
yours to the ace.
This is Yankees.
Morning Brew. For some reason it got me over here. I don't know why. But we will be back this Thursday. Let's go Knicks. It is Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6, baby.
Peace.
Wait, Ace, you say something.
No, I was about to say Hector pointing the wrong way is like that Usher meme when they were doing the squares and he thought he was in the middle and he's doing all this weird singing and he's on the corner.
Bro, Hector looks like Austin Wells at the plate. Yeah.
No, which
This
direction
way?
the
This
ball
way?
coming off.
No, but like I'm telling you, like my screen is showing me like this is pointing to Grace on my screen. Anywho, bye.
Yo, anything y'all could do a little fusion if y'all point together.
There we go.
Hey.
Fusion Ha.